Hello and welcome. We have an exciting session lined up for you on harnessing the power of CPaaS for your business. We will be sharing market insights, practical experience, and live examples of what it takes to make CPaaS work for large enterprises. You will also hear directly from one of our customers and their experience using our platform. My name is Sudarshan Dharmapuri. I'm Senior Director and Head of Product for IMI Mobile. I'm delighted to introduce and welcome my co-presenters, Courtney Monroe, Research Vice President for Worldwide Communications at IDC, and George Murray, Product Manager for Customer Experience Management at Tesco Bank. Let's start with Courtney, who will share his observations, trends, and market insights. Over to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Sudarshan, and thank you. It's a pleasure to be here at this event with you. My name is Courtney Monroe, and I'm an analyst at IDC, and I cover the cloud communication segment. I have to say, I've been in this industry 20 plus years, and the CPaaS segment has been tremendously exciting, as well as one of the fastest growing IT services segment. So let's look at the data. So as we come out of the pandemic and look towards the future, companies are looking to establish digital resiliency. And we are seeing this continued acceleration to the cloud because it provides flexibility and agility to companies. But companies are also leveraging cloud communications to engage with their customers. And they're doing that via multiple digital channels. And then they're also looking to integrate that conversation into a unified stream. And then most importantly, companies are looking to harness data insights to be more proactive in meeting customer requirements. So let's look at some additional data from surveys we did this summer. So in the recent surveys on the CPaaS segment, we learned that as companies look to the future, they're going to be spending more on the cloud communication segment this year. So they told us 47% of companies told us we're going to increase spending on CPaaS during 2021 and into 2022. And that's because consumers are increasingly value companies and rating them on that digital experience. Another key data point was that 57% of companies said they're currently engaged with a CPaaS platform, and that's an increase over 2020. And in addition to that, 29% of companies said they will be adopting CPaaS over the next 12 months. So what are companies doing? Well, they're still primarily doing messaging and voice services. But over the last 12 months, we've seen a tremendous growth in the adoption of video applications and APIs, as well as the continued growth of multi-factor authentication solutions and other tools. So what does the industry look like overall? So we sized the market at 5.9 billion in 2020, and it's growing at a tremendous rate of 30% per year over the next 5 years to about 21.7 billion. And as the industry evolves, we're seeing tremendous mergers, tremendous acquisitions. We're seeing new companies emerge almost every month to enter this exciting industry. And then most importantly, it's because we're seeing a shift from independent developers to this becoming really an enterprise-driven segment. So all companies, the large enterprises in particular, have adopted and hired developers to provide customized applications to help them differentiate and personalize their digital customer engagement. So there's one final important point I want to make today, which is that as the market evolves from people just using one or two APIs, we're seeing what I call the multi-platform business process integration. That means cloud communications and CPaaS is at the center of this integration with cloud contact center platforms, as well as cloud-based unified communications platform. This allows companies to benefit from integrating with different software platforms and realize significant benefits of leveraging AI, notifications, and what we call omni-channel conversation streams. So we believe that will continue over the next 5 years as companies look to establish a broad global footprint and work with providers like Cisco who can enable that digital customer engagement strategy. Thank you. And I'll pass this back on to Sudarshan.
Thanks, Courtney. Courtney mentioned the power of CPaaS to transform customer experience and power digital engagement. Now let us look at one such example from a leading retailer in North America who use IMI Connect to automate and orchestrate their customer journeys. We have picked this particular use case from their pharmacy operations. The use case involves reminding customers when it's time for them to refill their prescription medication. The journey involves not only reminding customers, but to also allow them to place an order to refill their prescription and get notified when the prescription is ready to be picked up. The journey starts when the scheduling system raises an event that a prescription is due for refill for a particular customer. You really need the CPaaS platform to be able to consume such raw events as and when they occur without having to write any intermediate bespoke application code. IMI Connect allows such events to be consumed via inbound webhooks as one of the integration mechanisms. This webhook is in turn configured to trigger a flow. The flow begins by validating the parameters that are part of the event payload. For example, to make sure the customer's phone number is valid. Next, you want to apply business logic to determine whether it is a good time to contact the customer and on which channel to initiate contact. As part of that logic, you will typically have to convert the customer's zip code to their time zone, check social hours, validate if the customer has provided consent to be contacted, and their choice of channel. Now, depending on the outcome of this evaluation, the customer is contacted. In this case, the customer receives a phone call based on their preference on record. As you can see, when the phone rings, the brand's identity is reflected on the customer's device. This helps improve answer rates when the customer recognizes the business that is calling them. The platform identifies whether the call is answered by a human or an answering machine, so the right message can be played. Now, unlike dead-end one-way notifications, in this case, the customer is presented with an option to simply press a button and place an order for their prescription to be refilled. This step additionally involves verifying the age of the customer to confirm that an adult is placing the order. And text-to-speech capability is used to read out the prescription and the order is confirmed. The next step in the flow is to place the order in the order management system by using a pre-configured integration. The platform supports a wide range of protocols and technologies out of the box to enable integration with a range of disparate systems. Retry logic can be configured to handle any errors. Once the order is placed, the flow goes into a waiting state and waits for an event from the order management system indicating the order has been filled and is ready to be picked up. Next, the flow compares the store timings with the current time in the customer's time zone and decides whether to send the message right away, provided there is enough time for the customer to physically go to the store and pick up the order the same day, or hold the message till the following day. The customer is notified, this time on SMS, and their confirmation is obtained. So you see how multiple communication channels have been used within the same customer journey. Now, this entire journey is implemented as a flow in IMI Connect, an integrated and unified platform for automating and orchestrating your customer journeys end-to-end. The wide range of low-code tools accelerate your development, and the integrated high-performance runtime engine eliminates DevOps overheads. What you build on the platform runs on the platform, eliminating external dependencies. What you see here is an example of the low-code design time environment in IMI Connect. The play node in the flow lets you specify the language, gender, message content, and other aspects of the text-to-speech capability, all through a configuration-driven approach. It even lets you preview the message right within the node. Similarly, nodes for other channels such as WhatsApp, Apple Business Chat, and RCS expose the full range of capabilities that each channel offers, so you can deliver the best experience for your customers, regardless of the channel they choose to interact with your business. What we saw was just one example of an end-to-end journey. As a large business, you will have a multitude of such journeys across your business and product units, functions, and geographies. Now, implementing each journey as a separate application results in a proliferation of single-purpose applications. This is not only expensive and time-consuming, but also leads to duplication and broken customer experiences. IMI Connect is designed and built to sit as a layer in between your customer touchpoints on the one hand and your enterprise systems on the other. The platform provides communication channels, the ability to integrate with systems in your IT estate, natural language processing, understanding, and AI, all of which can be brought together using a visual drag and drop builder to create customer engagement apps. These apps, once configured, run on a cloud-based high-performance execution engine that is an integral part of the platform. Enterprise controls, elastic scaling, pre-built security, and compliance capabilities make the platform ideally suited for powering business-critical customer interactions. So in summary, a central platform approach, as opposed to creating bespoke applications, lets you launch new customer experiences faster and at lower cost. The platform helps you automate and orchestrate customer journeys end-to-end, not just the sending and receiving of messages or making and handling phone calls. Integrating with your existing business systems extends the life of investments that you've already made in these systems. You don't have to re-engineer your existing systems to adopt new digital channels. The platform includes tools for a wide range of user personas in addition to developers, such as technical and business analysts, operations staff, and product managers. The platform lets you manage the full lifecycle of your customer engagement apps, from creation and testing to publishing, analyzing, debugging, and iterating over time. Inbuilt controls help large enterprises that operate in complex environments effectively manage security, regulatory compliance, and customer data privacy. With that, let's change gears and begin our conversation with George. First of all, thank you, George, for taking the time to join us in the session today. Welcome again.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
If we could get started by talking about some of the challenges that you face managing customer journeys and communications in as large an organization as Tesco Bank. I think that'll be a great place to start our discussion.
Sure. So my role at Tesco Bank, we face a really complex challenge. The organization is large and has a really complex technology estate. There's also really strict regulation in the UK around banking and financial services customers. So over the course of time, the technology estate has grown and grown. We have card servicing platforms, we have core banking platforms, marketing, and customers in financial difficulties. And naturally, over the course of time, quite a few point solutions have resulted in which the business event or trigger has then been flowed directly out to the customer, which results to a series of kind of conflicting communication platforms that have different business rules, can all kind of coexist. And it makes content management really complex across the whole estate.
So you mentioned point solutions. So what made you choose a platform approach instead of continuing to build these point solutions?
So what we're looking for with a platform approach is really some consistency and the ability to funnel all traffic through one portal. So with IMI Connect, it gives us opportunity to be really omni-channel going forward. We have SMS, we have email, we've invoked push now, and it gives us the opportunity to go towards in-app messaging and socials in the future. What IMI Connect also does is it allows us to, put all that traffic through there, but still have the flexibility by utilizing flows. We can set up specific business logic, and we can, tailor our needs to specific commercial requests as and when.
Can you share some of the use cases that you're addressing through your use of IMI Connect?
Sure. So the most recent deployment that we've put live is what we call 3DS authentication. So with the increase of regulation, PSD2 and SCA here in the UK and the EU, there's an increasing requirement to have customers authenticate card transactions that they do online and when a card's not present. So we worked with IMI and we developed a solution in which our fraud engine connects to IMI Connect via webhook, and then a push notification is issued to the customer. Upon opening the push notification, they receive a splash screen, and they'll then authenticate the transaction using biometric authentication on their phone. A couple other solutions that are in progress. We have paperless credit card servicing. So by utilizing IMI, we've now moved our SMS and email onto that portal, and we're looking to deploy push notifications shortly. That will allow customers to manage all their credit card reminders, such as payments being due or the fact that an e-statement is available, through whichever channel they please, and allow a waterfall approach that if one of the channels isn't available, we can reach out otherwise.
Yeah, those are some fantastic examples, and they sound like they're pretty core to your business. Is that right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're really essential to the day-to-day operation, and it's something that we're looking to send more and more notifications out using the portal. Those
sound like some great examples and exactly the type of use cases that the platform is designed to handle. George, perhaps you could speak a little bit about the results that you've seen so far with the use of Connect.
Sure. So the 3D authentication project, which I mentioned previously, has been live for 4 weeks now, and we sent 12,000 push notifications to customers. Out of those 12,000, 82% have been successfully sent. We've received really good feedback from colleagues and customers to date, so it's been a really good initiative.
And finally, how do you see your use of the platform evolving over time to further improve customer interactions in the future?
Sure. So I think the next step for us is to really make the best of IMI Connect, to really enhance prioritization and making sure we send the right thing to the right customers throughout. So utilizing business hours and making bespoke flows and really kind of using some of the functionality that you talked to previously.
George, thank you. Thanks for watching. For more information, scan the QR code, and we'll see you next time.